Welcome to Mindset Mastery Moments, the best growth mindset podcast recognized by Million Podcasts and ranked as a top mindset podcast by FeedSpot. We're proud to be in the top 1% on Listen Notes. Join Dr. Alisa Whyte as we explore powerful insights and strategies to elevate your mindset. Let's dive in.
Hello, disruptors, and welcome back to another empowering episode of Mindset Mastery Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Alisa Whyte, the #1 mindset disruptor. And today we are diving into the world of business, branding, and a little bit of magic with a truly transformative guest. My guest today is Miss Katrena Friel, an internationally recognized business coach who is also known as the renowned business witch. Katrena is a powerful business mentor, strategist, and branding expert who I need in my life, who has spent years helping entrepreneurs and leaders master their field of excellence. She is also a TEDx speaker, which I had a great time listening to her TED Talk. We're going to put that in the description. But through her platform as the Business Witch, she's created a space that empowers entrepreneurs to build strong, authentic brands, launch and scale successful startups, and connect through innovative experiences like the Witch Gathering. She also spotlights achievements through the Business Witch Awards and continually inspires through her workshops, content, and mentorship. Katrena's approach is unique. She blends clarity, actionable plans, and a touch of magic to help people harness their creativity and personal power. She has worked with thousands of entrepreneurs globally, showing them how to turn ideas into thriving ventures and how to create a brand that feels not only memorable, but truly magical. I cannot wait to hear all about this, Katrena. Welcome to Mindset Mastery Moments. We're so thrilled to have you. Just share with us in your own words who you are and why you do what you do.
I think you explained it beautifully. Thank you very much.
Thank
I love
you.
that intro. Amazing. Thank you. Yes, I've been around for like 25 years. So I've been doing this a long, long time. And I think part of being a business mentor is really noticing the patterns. And so from a mindset point of view, we've got these patterns as women that show up wherever I go, no matter what I'm doing. I see it in women everywhere. And I call them psychological issues that we see. One of them is they always say, I want more confidence. So that's a common one, that women feel like they don't have enough confidence. And then that their assertiveness. And so to me, if you're assertive, if you're a little bit more assertive, then you're likely to be more confident. And if you're a little bit more confident, you're likely to be naturally a little bit more assertive. But what we see is people pleaser. So the people pleaser is inside of us is the one that's not confident and has no assertiveness ability. To me, that's the first issue we need to sort of work with women on, and getting them to see that confidence and assertiveness is linked with their people-pleasing behavior. And if we got rid of the people-pleasing behavior, we'd end up more confident and assertive. So that's my first mindset tip for everyone, is to be exploring and working on their programming around this people pleaser. And quite frankly, we're all just bred like that. They bred us to be people.
Yes.
So we'd be servants to them. And, you know, I don't want that for women. I want women to be confident, assertive, be able to speak up, speak out, get their message across, create relationships with their clients, and have a fulfilling career that's completely magical. That's my wish for everyone.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I share that passion with you as well. And it's such a timely conversation too, especially for women here in the USA. But let's dive into this. I'm going to come back to that about women a little bit. I know you give us a good mindset drop right off, and this you already know where this is gonna go, guys. You all are listening and watching. When it starts off like this, it doesn't ever stop. It just gets hotter and hotter. But you have branded yourself so powerfully as the Business Witch. What inspired the creation of Business Witch? What does it even mean to be the Business Witch?
I have a brand called Becoming the Expert. And that brand sits out there for all the mainstream people, and I just do my thing. I've done it for 25 years, and I just build personal brand businesses. It's like business in a box. It's done for you. It's a 12-month mentoring program. and everything gets
Wow.
built. So they end up with a book, they end up with their TED Talk, they end up with their signature program, and they end up with 12 months worth of coaching and mentoring alongside that so they know how to fish. So that was going
Yes.
along nicely. But what I found was that I was constantly speaking at more spiritually inclined places with beautiful, awakened, conscious women. And I just
Mm.
wanted my brand to reflect the magic that my program gives them. And
Mhm.
so I created this brand called Business Witch because it's where what I do for them is like magic. It all just
Yeah.
gets up magically overnight. And so I sort of started to really lean into that whole business witch kind of
Mhm.
thing. And then I got more talks and I got to speak at more events because people really responded to business witch. So for those that aren't into that, or that's a bit of a loaded word for them, they can go
Mhm.
to become the expert and just be calm, just calm down. But it's
Yes.
actually the same program, but
Mhm.
part is I'll enter the market through as the business witch and people will respond to that, or I'll enter the
Mhm.
market as becoming the expert and the normal people will respond to that. Doesn't really matter to me which way they come in. They're still going to
It's the
get the
same thing.
same magical experience regardless.
Exactly. So you're just for those listening, do you practice sorcery? Witchcraft at all?
Yeah. To
Like,
me, to me, being a witch is something that we are reclaiming that word that has been
okay.
robbed from women and has been
Okay.
muddied, dirtied, and sullied over the years and made, a lot of people think that word is evil or it's working with the devil and all the wrong things, all the bad PR that it got over many, many
Mhm.
centuries. And it's unfair. And so every woman is a witch whether they're willing to call themselves that or not. It's just we are magical beings. And what we're trying to do, and I think what we're seeing the rise of, is a reclaiming of the word and a re education of what being a witch actually means. And essentially, in a nutshell, without giving you a whole encyclopedia of what it is means to be a witch, it means that you understand these cycles of life and you work with nature, not against nature, and you have a real love of
Mm.
nature, and nature is in cycle with the universe, and so are we humans. We are in cycle with the universe. So it's a co-creation with the universe, and some people go full on into lotions and potions and
Right.
magical spells. But others, we don't need all of that. That magic is happening, those intentions and that
Right.
energy happening regardless of whether you do a spell with herbs or not. But for us witches, that look and that feel and that sensation and that aesthetic, we just love it. There's just something inside of us that reminds us who we were back in history, and so that's why that's all on TikTok. What is it? Witch talk.
Witch talk. So witch talk is part of your brand as well,
So
where
witch
where
talk
we
is talk, but all the witchy stuff on TikTok. So they call it witch
Oh,
talk. So there's a whole bevy of millions of people that are relating to witchcraft and being a witch and the aesthetic of being a witch. And you're seeing it come up in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And it's just a
oh,
resurgence of what we've lost along the way over the since the industrial revolution. We lost
yes.
all our magic and now we're reclaiming it and we're diving into it and we're living the lifestyle if we want to. But regardless, we're all witches because we are women and women are magical.
We're magical. I think I get what the premise is. And it's funny because someone a few years ago said, oh, I think about 9 years ago, someone of my grandma's or someone in my ancestry, not so long ago, like just 2 generations ago, was a witch. And so when you say that, I'm like, I guess there are plenty of them. I guess most of them would be at this point. Going back 2 generations ago, for me, I'm from Guyana, South America. And so my ancestry is from the Caribbean. And so women in that space were a little behind on fighting and into the industrialization and all of that. But I believe that we are still capable of nurturing our femininity in the industrial environment, but we have to, like you said, reclaim our position. however we want to describe it. A lot of times I say I don't really quote unquote do women's empowerment. I believe in supporting women in repositioning, because it's not it's that we need to reposition ourselves to where we were. So even one of the books I'm working on is about reclaiming. The word is reclaim, because I want women to understand. I believe that's what I hear you say, that you're not lost and it's not something you're fighting for, is for you to reposition yourself, reclaim it, refocus, and then get back on path. And with all your power, what is the world now? And work with nature and the things that makes you strong and powerful. And you'll conquer this time too, this era. This era will not take you out. If that's what I'm hearing, I feel like
Yes,
we're on the same page in our own language. Yeah.
100%. And every woman has their own medicine to share and weave into the world. And so you can call it medicine, you can call it magic. It doesn't really matter what wording we use. We're talking about the same thing. And for me, my expression in the world is as a business witch. For other people, it's teaching this or that. Either way, you are the wise woman in your tribe. You are the wise woman in your. And now our community is global. Like, I work with people all over the world, just like you do. And
Yes.
so it's not like our little village anymore. Our village is very broad, but it still holds individuals, and that's our village, whether that's remote or live, face to face. So when we talk about the crone is when you enter the beginning of your peak at 40. Listen when I say
Really?
the beginning of your peak. So if you think of it like a bell curve, the beginning of your peak is here, and then you've got the whole hump of the bell curve to go. And so you want to be positioned, packaged, and priced correctly in your field of excellence, your medicine, your magic, so that you can then help the village with your field of excellence, whatever that is. And so this upper spot over here, as you come down off the bell curve, this is around 80. And then as you come down off the bell curve, that's your death over there.
Yeah, so somewhere over there.
Side is you're earning your first stripe. So at 20, 25, you're earning your first stripe. 25 to 30, you're earning your second stripe. 30 to 35, you're earning your third stripe. This is where you're working out your magic, what you love, what you don't love, what drains you energy, gives you energy. And you're sort of experimenting and working it all out. By the time you hit 40, you want to be ready to go, ready to rock and roll, ready to lock and load. And you'll find a lot of women haven't done the work. They get to 40, they still don't know what they're like. Still, they're miserable. They've lost meaning. There's no fulfillment. Can you see they haven't done the work to build up, ready to position themselves in the world at around 40? Now, I work with women who are 50, 55, and we've got to work fast to get them
because they're already at the bill already.
Yeah.
I love that. And I find so much truth in that, because I just turned 45 a couple days ago, and I'm so proud of. I don't have an issue saying my age, but it's almost like there was so much magic right at the beginning of 40 for me, like my sweet spot. Like, no matter how tough things get, how challenging it is, how hard I work, but the level of clarity, for me, it's simple. It's not hard to make decisions, because I know my value, I know my worth, I know what I want, what I don't want. So there's all that clarity. I know why I'm here. And so it's just a matter of this or that, here or not there, and just honestly, just straight ahead. And so I love what you said, that if you haven't caught it, it's not that you can't, but you have to move quickly. And that is why I look at women and I'm like, I just started making so much content for women who are entrepreneurs, and they have an entrepreneurial vision, but they're still in a corporate role or a 9 to 5. And I want them to know now, you have to clarify now. You have to start building your brand. You have to start, articulating your message, whether it's through podcasting, whether it's writing or music, whatever that looks like. It's now. It's now. I don't care how old you are, where you are. It's now, because time is of the essence on all of it, for different advantages, for what you want to leave your impact in the world. So let's talk a little bit about personal branding. And you say that a brand can feel magical. And I love that you say that, magical and authentic. One of my favorite words that I love to live and stay as true as possible. What are the key ingredients to crafting that kind of personal brand that's magical and authentic?
So, what I do is I first start out with the client, I do a free discovery session. And often they come to me not knowing anything about anything that they even know what their magic is. And I love that because my genius zone is to unpack that and to show
Yeah.
them what's already inside of them that just isn't positioned, packaged, and priced correctly out in the
Mm-hmm.
world. And so within the first 15 minutes, I normally can come to what their destiny, what their vision could be if they chose to accept it. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people will get caught up in I couldn't do that. I haven't earned the right. Well, that's the whole point of the program is you earn the right, you build the muscle as you build it
Mm-hmm.
of not knowing. So when they see the vision for the first time, if they light up and their whole body will light up when they hear it for the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when I say I have a gift, I have a genius zone where I can unpack that. It's something
Mm-hmm.
that I've developed over 25 years. So I now can hear somebody's story and know exactly what their field of excellence is and could be, and
Yes.
show them what
Yes.
the book would look like, the talk would look like, the signature program that they would be teaching, what that would look like. And if they light up, then it's for them to cause and create. If they don't light up, then good luck, have fun, maybe look back in a year because they're just too busy people pleasing, too busy worried about everybody else and what other people will think about. And back to your point before about in a corporate
Mm-hmm.
job, call that run a dual strategy. Stay in the corporate job, but find meaning and purpose over here while we build it. So we're building it
Yes.
while you're still in the job, no pressure,
Mm-hmm.
happier in the now because you've got a goal and we're building something and we're building your
Exactly.
entire ecosystem, your entire expression so that you know who you
Yes.
are, what you stand for, and what you can give to the world and what is medicine you want to place on the altar of humanity.
I love that concept. So beautifully coined. So let's talk about that startup success strategy piece where that's where a lot of people that's where you bring that in. I love that you kind of hinted on that, but so many entrepreneurs get stuck in those early stages. And like you said, look, if it doesn't light up, then not now, maybe later, maybe never. What tools and mindset shifts do you find most essential for moving that from an idea to a sustainable business that's become successful?
There's a lot going on out there in the world of coaching and business mentoring. And what I find is that what people will do is waste about 5 years and about $75 buying program after program after program. And
Yeah.
the thing about business, it's about what to do first, then what to do second. So in my
Mm-hmm.
program, the order is already set out. I don't want you thinking
Mm,
about what's coming, just be in the now, doing the thing that we're doing now. Most
mm,
because they haven't started a business before, they will faff. They'll faff and they'll faff and they'll faff and they'll think, I don't know anything. I don't know. I'll do another course. I'll do another course. Now, 75% of online courses are never opened. And of those ones that are opened, 25% of them are never finished. So
right.
you just keep searching and searching and searching, thinking one day the penny will drop. No, that is why I've been doing done for you for 25 years. And you'll
I
see
love it.
done for you is coming into the vernacular now. You're seeing it come up more
Yes.
and more because we've spent
Yes.
5 years, 10 years faffing around pretending we're going to do courses when really
Yes.
we don't need 50 courses. We just need
Just
one person
one.
to do it for us and make
Mm-hmm.
us enter the market and hold our hand while we're doing it. And that way the order is correct, the effort
Mm-hmm.
you're doing is correct, and you get all your assets built and your ecosystem built for you. Because why would you know how to do that if you've never done it before?
Exactly. And it does take years. I've been there. You're speaking to me. It's just too much. Even though you might be tech savvy and you might be skilled and you might even know what you want, even in that space, for me it was challenging because you're overwhelmed with Kajabi and go high level and do a course, but don't do it this way. And all that fumbling just kind of gets you overwhelmed. Then you start doing it this way, that way, and you never finish it because you've gotten a coach that is coaching you. but then you try it. Maybe you even finish one little way and it doesn't work for you, and then you get another one. I really believe in the done for you. And in just my last few months with my rebranding and everything I'm working on, I know what I want, but I still question, is that the way it should be based on what's needed now? And I'll say this out loud. I'm very vulnerable on the show. And so I get on calls with people who are saying, oh yeah, we have this program. They send you these things and you get these emails, inboxes, and every now once in a great while I'll respond. And I'm like, I got on this call. I don't want you to put me in a program and teach me how to do something I don't even want to do. And I said it earlier, I'm 45. I know what I want to do and what I don't want to do. I'm a quick learner. I can learn things, but every moment you spend, or I spend, or you spend doing things that is not what you're called to is taken from what you could be doing. Just put me out on the street and I'll get on stage, because that's what I want to do. I want to speak. I want to coach. I want to train. That's what I want to do. Everything else that I do outside of that, the podcast, I'm speaking. Like here, I'm just collaborating with you to speak on this subject. So I'm doing what I love. Do I want to edit this video after? No, I don't. It's not my zone of genius. So if I spend time doing that, it's going to take me back. But what I'm saying is, when they tell me this and I'm looking on the phone, like, do you really think I want you to teach me how to do marketing? Do you really think I want to join a 12-month, 12-week, whatever you're talking about, to learn how to do meta? Do I look like I want to do that? You got to be kidding me. I really want you to just tell me how much so you can do it for me. Well, Dr. Alisa, that's not how the program works. Then we have nothing to talk about. Like done for you is really a thing. Like it really has to be a thing, because we need direction. We need guidance on how to build what we know we're putting this earth to do, how to articulate it, how to package it. And we don't want to do it. That is why you're absolutely right. Done for you is so important, because what you're doing is a done for you and also a done with you, if I'm hearing it right. And the done with you is the part where you're supported. Talk to us a little bit more about when entrepreneurs come to those challenges. And again, I can see how your program is, and I'd love for you to take the time to talk to us about your program, because I believe a lot of people who are listening need what you're talking about. So how do you help leaders like myself and entrepreneurs just stay inspired, moving forward in that process of building a brand, and I would say a business, but more than anything, like you said, leaving their magical medicine on the planet long after they're gone? How does that look like in your ecosystem?
When you are in your calling, then it's what I call a slow burn. So when people are not, they'll have a fast burn. So a fast burn means, I've got an idea. Ideas are cheap. Ideas come, ideas go. Cheap. And so that's the slow burn. It's this rush of inspiration and you go, oh my God, that's a great idea, and then do nothing about it. Whereas when you have your brand, your personal brand developed, it's a slow burn. It just gets hot. It gets hot. Your passion is simmering all the time to help another person or express how you can help others. You're into it. So to me, it's never about how do I stay motivated. It's if I'm in there will be a slow burn. And that slow burn for me has gone on for 25 years and continues. Whereas for other people, they have shiny pebble syndrome and just jump from one idea to the next, to the next, to the next, doing nothing, building nothing, wasting time, wasting money. And the cycle just begins again and again because ideas are cheap. Action is king.
Action is king. I love that. So let's talk about something you did, and I was so excited to talk about it. You created the Witches Gathering, which is so unique compared to traditional networking events. What makes it so powerful, and how do you see community really shaping the future of entrepreneurship? Because I definitely am seeing that. I've been building that for years now. I've created Mindset Mastery 360 Global Movement in 2023, and it's a global community based on entrepreneur mindset into purpose-driven entrepreneurship as a tool for socioeconomic development. Tell us what does the Witches Gathering look like, and how do you see community building shaping the future of entrepreneurship?
So the Witches Gathering is just, my home is a an expression of my soul on the outside. And when I was thinking about having a witches gathering, I had a sudden aha moment where I realized that it was my home is where I should gather. My lounge suite is this circular lounge suite where you could have 8 witches sitting there. You could even put chairs in between the couches, the round couches, and have more people sit if you wanted to. But we are in circle. And that's what happens when women get together. Love to get together. Women need to get together. And that goes back generation after generation. Women have always gathered, always. Women get a lot from gathering, a lot. So now there's women's festivals all over the world where women gather, just women, and that they gather often around a spiritual theme. So for me, I house a witches gathering at my house, but I also love to go to other witches gatherings. So it's really just me and my posse and my people and people that I love. I'll go with them alone, or we go as a group to 2 different things where women are gathering no matter what.
Right.
I go to festivals where witches gather. I have them at my home and so on and so on. So let's get back to creating a community. So what women do is they think they need to have their own community. And that's trend. That's what we've been sold, and everyone's gone off and created software to house their community. But when you are starting out on your first year or 2 of business, I say go to other people's communities. Go where gathered. Do not create your own, because you waste a lot of time building a community with crickets and you have no momentum. So what I teach is one-on-one with each other. They deliver one-on-one. They work with high-ticketed one-on-one type model, and they do that for the next couple of years. Build, practice.
I agree.
Get really masterful at what it is that you do. The community, what's more important to create is your community of support, rather than a community that feeds off your breast.
Come on.
So that's what I believe, is that we should go where the people already are and join in and, commune with each other in all sorts of different ways, socially and in business and networking and all that stuff. But the worst thing a person can do in the first 5 years, is try to build a community from scratch. It's really hard. They waste a lot of time, a lot of effort, and all they end up with is these people that are spending money every single month, and they want to feed off your breast every single month. My belief is,
and you still get your wings,
and you sell once only, and you sell in a transformational program to end solution, and then get on with delivering that. None of this drip feed. I'm going to get a bit, and in 12 months I might know a whole thing. No.
Right, exactly.
It's annoying.
I love that method. I believe, because it's all of that is all, to me, it's all made up.
Yeah.
To me, it's made up to make someone sound smart. Like, I tell people I'm not traditional. And everything about my platform, like a lot of people are like, okay, so you have this top 1% podcast and all that. Yeah, it's top 1% because for about 5 years, I was speaking in the Philippines, speaking here, all over the world, just like you said, hanging out in other people's communities, helping other people build programs and schools and universities, you name it, or startups and all this. And some of it is coaching, consulting, mentorship as well. I'm meeting so many people, and I've been building this tribe. Like my social media, I didn't sell any, I didn't, go out and I didn't go and do a 365 days on social media videos and then magically people appear. I did not spend a bunch of money on meta ads to get these people. Were organically coming into my space by me going into other people's space and serving with clarity and conviction everything I knew how to pour from what I had in terms as a speaker, as a coach, as a mentor, okay? And then just as a human being, a humanitarian. And so all these people now are gathered around me. So when I say, oh, I'm having a podcast, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to listen, because we've already know who you are. We're connected with you. So when I say I have my school community, it's because I do have people who already are trying to get bits and pieces of me. Instead of getting on a phone call to say the same thing over and over again, I can just go on a live in the community and serve them, and they pay very minimum. But then I still have my coaching clients who I work with one-on-one, only because that has been built. You're looking at 5 years, 6 to 7 years, and of course, way more than that. But strategically focused for the last 5 years on building what I've built. So everything about what you said. And so when I get on calls with other entrepreneurs and things like that, and they're talking about having an event, and I'm like, who's coming? You don't know anyone. You just launched, and now you want to have an event and have speakers pay you to come speak at your event. We're not doing that, dear. You have to build your tribe over time so that when you do have an event, there's people who want to come. Tell us about that. Let me hear what your thoughts are on that.
So I don't know if you know much about human design, but I am a projector, and a projector is somebody that needs to be invited into something before. That's my human design. And if I go against that human design, I'm not doing my nature. So my job is to rest, relax, and trust that the universe will provide the next invitation. And so if you don't know your human design, for those that are listening, just jump onto the internet, go human design free report and plug it in and know what you are. I'm a projector 1-3. So you really just need to know at this stage that bit. Yes. And then once you know that bit, you can go to YouTube and watch a couple of videos to get your head around it. But you've got to understand human design, your nature in the way you need to operate in the world that's right now.
For you.
So that's the first piece of information I have to operate from. The other piece of information that I have to operate from, and that is my values. So my top number one value is freedom. So I want to be free to sleep in. I want to be free to travel over there. I want to be free to do this, free to do that. I do not want a community that requires my energy every single day in a Facebook group, or a group haven't paid me the amount of money for my program, but wants to learn fed way over a period of time. Never put together by themselves. So to me, building that type of community is a total waste of time. What I believe I need to do is sell the transformation, sell the program once, and deliver on that to them. Rather than a Facebook group where today we're going to do your SWOT analysis. I do the whole business planning all in one day, the whole thing. We don't do analysis 1 week and then values the second week. We do all that in one day in the program. That's just day one of the entire program.
What? So what are we doing for the rest of the year?
And then the second day in the kickoff program, so we do day one business planning and the whole strategy behind what we're building, why we're building it, where the money is, where the money isn't. And then day two in the kickoff, I'm pulling out your philosophy. I pull out who you are, what you stand for. That becomes the book outline. And then we put a little bit of meat on the bone so that when you go away to write the book, it writes itself. So within the next day, you're sending me back the first draft of the book, which I then create out of. I do the design, the edit, the proofing, the publishing, the whole shebang. And then we start working on the next phase. Once the book is done, we've got the brand, then we've got the website, then we've got the keynote, then we've got the signature program, and then the rest is all doing it out there in the world, doing your sales marketing.
You spend the time, the marketing, right? Because honestly, you're nothing if you're not. Yes, if you don't have that level of clarity and your brand does not speak that way, you're hardly doing any real business. I'll tell you that much. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Right? And I
experience. We both have been there, done that. And that's why we've learned what we've learned. And that's why we teach what we teach, because we've learned the lessons the hard way. Now the hard way is not to do trial and error. It's just to commit to a person that will build it for you so that you can get on with it and start doing the business. Whereas most people are doing the startup, the setup for 5 years, wasting $75,000 over that time, trying to work it all out and build it. But it's all disjointed. It's all different people's opinions.
That's
Facebook
it.
people will tell you this is the silver bullet. LinkedIn people will tell you this is the silver bullet.
Yes.
CRM people will say that's the silver bullet. AI people will tell you AI is the silver bullet. It's all coming from their perspective, whereas what you need
Yes.
is a holistic
Yes.
experience that is one
Mm-hmm.
opinion so that you can just be relaxed in whatever that philosophy is rather than
Right.
opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. So you do not
Jeez.
want
Come on.
4,000 opinions. You can't. You'll do nothing. It's analysis paralysis. And that's where
It
people
is.
is in analysis paralysis. They just can't do any of it because it all sounds so overwhelming, a whole lot.
It becomes that way. And listen, if you all don't listen to anything on the podcast this season, y'all better listen to this episode several times. It's really simple what Katrena is saying, and I'm going to tell you it is very accurate. It is factual. It's tested and proven. If you do a survey of 10 or 10,000 entrepreneurs, thought leaders, coaches, speakers, the numbers will come out to say exactly what she just said. Do not waste another dime. Or if you're now starting off, even better, lucky you heard this episode, you met Katrena, because you will waste time, listen to me, and lots of money listening to those people who are advertising on the internet. I'm not saying, look, I don't want to put bags on anybody's business, but I'm going to tell you, like she said, they will all sell you that what they have to say or do is a magic bullet, and it's one isolated part of what needs to be done to build a brand that will last and make an impact in the world the way you desire it to. Because we don't just want to be around for and giggles. Okay. We want to make an impact, and we want to make income, and we want to influence the way people think and feel and just do better in life. So listen to that. The other thing that I have to say, if you have the hard time picturing what we're saying, think about when you go to your hematologist and your PCP, your primary care physician, and then you go to your cardiologist, how they only ask you what medications you're on, but then they're treating you like like your body's in 10 different parts, and really and truly you have this one condition that triggers these symptoms, but they're sending you to all these different doctors, and now you're like, well, what's wrong with me? You still don't have a proper diagnosis. That's how you end up in your business when you're going to talk to different people. Katrena is nodding her head. Jump in, Katrena, because I'm trying to sell a point.
The medical merry-go-round, where each horse on the merry-go-round is another doctor, another specialist. The liver thinks they're the most important. The heart thinks they're most important. The brain, the gut, everyone thinks these bits are all important. And you know what? They are, of course. In isolation, they are important.
They
but
are.
Business is a holistic experience.
Mm-hmm.
There is no silver bullet. Let me tell you, here and now, there is absolutely 1,000% no silver bullet. So don't search for one. Stop signing up for people's marketing free stuff that will not help you build a business. You've going to have to, at some point, invest in your business. So don't avoid it, because all you're
just
doing
save
is
up the money.
Just save up the money and just do it, because then it's done and then you can get on with it. Whereas at the moment, you're just going round and round to every different specialist on the business merry-go-round, and you're getting absolutely nowhere. I will take merry-go-round. There'll be no more merry-go-round, and you will be able to jump around and actually do business.
Exactly. I really advise you all, just get on a call. She's going to tell you here in a little bit how to do that, because that will save you so much time, money, and I will say stress, which for me is years off your life. It's 2 years off your life.
Energy, money is energy. Your time is energy. It's just energy. So yeah, just stop faffing. Let's just get on with it. Let's just build it. No more excuses. And within my program, there's actually all the therapeutic coaching that you need under. So all the limiting beliefs get dealt with, all the spiritual development that needs to happen, everything that you needs to happen, not just the bells and the whistles
of business. Yes.
and the claps. The system is simple. I keep things really simple. I don't want you working with any of these big, clunky programs to try and run your business. This business is simple. So I build it and then I show you how to maintain it and to keep it up to date. So you don't need to be overly techie. In fact, a lot of my clients are not very techie. And that's why
Yes.
I love the program, because a lot of the technical shit is dealt with in the background.
Yes, I love that. So here on Mindset Mastery Moments, Katrena, we do something called Flip the Script. This is where we talk about a time that you were forced to flip the script of your own mindset. Can you share that and how you rewrote the story? And did you get through it? What was the end result?
So in my last job, my last
Mhm.
job many decades ago, I had never wanted to have children, and I fell pregnant, strangely enough.
She said strange.
And, that changed me in one sense. But I had
Mhm.
a miscarriage and I learned
Mm,
that experience. But this story is not about that story. This story is
right.
about having the grief and being caught up in a scam where
Mm,
I saw a coloured ad in the paper and I felt the ad was speaking to me. I felt the ad
mm.
had name on it and it was a coloured ad. And in those days, there was no such thing as coloured ads. It must have been one of the first coloured ads anyone had ever seen. So anyway, obviously, yeah, I signed up to the guy's program. We didn't have the money at the time. My husband and I borrowed the money, the $30,000 to buy into this business. And there was a whole
Mm,
bunch that had been scammed. And once we worked it out and we started to talk amongst ourselves going, these guys have nothing. Have you seen anything? Like, what do they have? What are they selling us? What did we buy? Oh my God, nothing. So anyway,
mm.
we spoke to the guy and he said, no, you have everything. And he came and printed out this pile of paper that was so high, it was about half a meter high. And they were all empty PowerPoint slides that he just printed off from the internet. And so that's when the penny dropped. We realized we'd all been scammed our $30,000. So I went,
Mm.
I had a chat with my solicitor and he said, yep, it's a clear case. You've been ripped off. It's a scam. And he said, look, you can spend about $5, $10, $15,000 chasing the money and you could win and you can't get blood out of a stone. You can win, but he still won't pay you the money back because the money's probably gone. He won't have it.
Gone. He doesn't have it. Yeah.
So he said, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? And I said, of course. And he said, is there any chance that you have learnt a $30,000 lesson? And I tell you what, it was one of the biggest moments of my life. The penny literally dropped. My whole
Mm,
body responded like I was one way, and then next week, I was the other way.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, thank you. You're right. I have learnt a $30,000
30
lesson. It is all already inside of me.
inside of me. Come
It
on.
was already there. I was already better than this guy. I already knew more than this.
Mhm.
I already could
Mm.
present better than this guy. I already could build relationships better than this guy. I mean, I already
Yeah.
had what I needed inside of me. And the rest is literally history because I've been doing it now for over 25 years.
So
And
you
I
invested your $30,000 basically
so much.
to learn about yourself, and it was worth it.
Myself, believe that I have what I need
Yeah.
inside of myself. It's amazing. Thank you to that guy. It was a great lesson.
Yes.
Held me in very good stead for the rest of my life.
And the earlier it came, the better. And
Yeah.
the question I guess I would have for a listener and viewers is, what have you invested in just to learn a little bit more about how powerful you are?
Yeah.
That's interesting, right? That's
Really interesting.
interesting. What does success mean for you now?
Success is freedom. As I said before, my number one value. Everything I do, every decision I make does it give me more freedom or less freedom? Now I
Mm,
live a life that most people dream of. They're sitting in their corporate job, no meaning, no purpose, no fulfillment, just so hard to get up in the morning. Whereas my life is now, I do what I like. I work with people that I love. I earn a decent
mhm.
living. I have a beautiful home. I have a soul expression in my home. I have a beautiful husband that we've been married for over 35 years. I have my
That's awesome.
puppy and I travel the world and I speak to the world in my field of excellence. And I tell you what, it's just the best. And so that's what success is. Success to me is freedom.
Yes, man, you're living the life that you want and you love. I love that. I love success is freedom. Honestly, that's the definition for me. And the older I get, the more important it is to have that freedom. And it's like if I'm not free and I'm tied to something, someone, somewhere that I don't want to be, we have a problem, Houston. Yep. Who I do it with, where I do it, when I do it, how I do it, that's the freedom we're talking about.
100%.
Katrena, we do something Minds and Bites to go where I leave you and the audience, listeners and viewers, I step away from the microphone to share for about 90 seconds your most powerful message. And then we come back and let you share with us what you have brought us today to connect with you. I step away and it's all you.
Lovely. Hello, and thanks for listening. It's just amazing to have been here and to be sharing what it is that we do and that we're so passionate about. And it's not that we want to do this for ourselves. We actually want to do it to help you to achieve the freedom and the passion in life and the fulfillment and the meaning and get on purpose with your life purpose, your soul purpose. That's what it's all about. And if you'd love to connect and continue this conversation, jump on to becomingtheexpert.com.au because I'm based in Australia. Becomingtheexpert.com.au. Jump on there, click on the free discovery session and book yourself in for a whole hour with Katrena, the business witch, and allow me just to have a little bit of a dig about, and let's get clarity about your next chapter. What is it that you want to place on the altar of humanity? Let's build that. I would love to build that with you. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you. And on the website, you can also download the free checklist of inclusions just so you can see what do you get inside the program. And if you never do the program, well, you've got a checklist to follow of what to build so that you too can have a personal brand business. See you soon.
How awesome is that? Listen, she has brought a gift. Let me tell you, when someone like Katrena says she's giving you a free strategy session, you take it because I'm definitely going to get my exactly. I'm definitely getting in there with her because
Oh, that'll be my
Yes.
great honor.
I'll be the first one because I am working on my brand and rebranding and building, and it definitely needs the done for you aspect, but that level of clarity and simplicity is what's important to me as I work my way into buying my freedom back into I say back because I felt like I was free when I was a child. I had some level of freedom that I don't experience as an adult right now. I would love to get there and then take it further. You've heard it here, Disruptors. Connect with Katrena. Because Katrena, a few years ago, I wrote a thing, Sex Sells, How Much Is Too Much.
Oh, wow.
So use Beyonce as a reference. I just had fun with that. But that's one of the books she's written. And then she has this other one that I'm going to get to. Katrena, do you remember which one it is? Because now, okay, here it is. It's called, of course, I'm going to get The Business Witch. But then she has one that's called Refresh Your Business. Refresh Your Life. She has a series, and then she has one, Refresh Your Career. So that is just a beautiful trilogy that I think would be a great arsenal for anyone who may not be interested in building as an entrepreneur right now to connect with some of the things. I do believe, Katrena, that even when you are building a career and maybe in the corporate space or as a legal profession, a doctor or a lawyer, everyone should have a brand, and we should get clear on what that brand is, because your brand will be connected to your why, which will be connected to where you go. I teach career workforce strategy, and one of the things I teach is that you are building a brand. Even when you're looking for work and you're applying for jobs, know what that brand is, know your brand message, the same way as we would do in business, even though that's not necessarily like the biggest specialty for me in terms of brand building as a business, but the same language is so important. So when I saw life career, if you read that, she's already put it together from this mindset that you heard today, you guys are going to benefit. I know I said a lot, but I didn't know if you wanted to respond to that.
Yeah, we'll send everything over the post to you because isn't it fun to get things in the post these days?
It is, and I love. That's one of the things that I do love, and people just don't understand what a blessing this podcast is. And I do go buy your ebooks and stuff so I can get it quickly before you get on the show. Most of them, but quite a few of the guests are so kind, no matter where I get them from the UK, where in the world you guys are, you send me that book because, and I have a collection. These books are from my guests, right? And I do love still reading. I do a lot of audiobooks, but I still love having my actual books because and I do them simultaneously, and then I make my notes, and I just love it. And most of the books we write now as thought leaders are practical books where there's action steps to be taken. So having that book is still so important, no matter how the world is twisted. Getting it in the mail, having an autograph, and having that book is still so very special. So I will definitely send you over my address, Katrena. Katrena, I just want to thank you so much for hanging out with us today. You will be back again with us. And for those, please stay connected with us and stay connected with Katrena at business-wit.com.au. And she, of course, is in the beautiful Australia. We just want to connect you with her work. I believe in what she's doing. You heard it from us here at Mindset Master Moments. Katrena, again, thank you for being in. I can't wait to have you back again for us to talk about sex cells.
Oh, I cannot wait. See you soon. Thank you so much.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye, Disruptors. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.